Hello everyone! Welcome to my blog. For today's video, we will be tackling about the story entitled Footnote to Youth. But before we proceed, let's have a quick background of the author. Jose Garcia Villa. Jose Garcia Villa was Filipino poet, literary critic, short story writer, and painter. He was awarded the National Artist of the Philippines title for literature in 1973, as well as the Guggenheim Fellowship in Creative Writing by Conrad Aiken. Footnote to Youth. Dodong, a farmer's son, heads home after a hard day's work in the fields, working up the courage to tell his father about his plans to marry Young, his sweetheart. After eating dinner, he watches with pity as his mother does the housework alone, as he himself is too tired to help. Dodong then searches for his father in him continuously sucking on a deceased tooth. Briefly, he considers once again urging his father to visit the dentist, but sympathizes when he realized that he too would avoid the dentist if he were in the same situation. After his mother goes out, Dodong tells his father plainly that he plans to marry Young. This announcement is met with silence, and Dodong presses the matter impatiently. His father asks him if he must really marry and reminds him of how young he still is. However, Dodong feels that at 17, he is already sufficiently mature. His father capitulates but asks Dodong to tell his mother the news. Dodong refuses to do it himself, and even in this respect, his father helplessly lets him have his ways. The story jumps forward several years to the moment when Taeyang, now Dodong's wife, is giving birth. Dodong leaves the house out of fear of what the house has become to him, in fear of Taeyang, whose agonized cries have begun to sound like a sort of personal criticism of him. He begins to realize that he is perhaps too young to be a father. Shortly after, his mother calls out to him to come back, announcing that the ordeal is over. Looking at her, Dodong is overcome with embarrassment, as if he had taken something that was not properly his. His father comes out and informs him that the child is a boy. They called out repeatedly to Dodong, who stands still in the sun until he has no choice but to come back. Avoiding his parents' eyes, Dodong walks ahead of them gloomily, wishing for some kind of punishment. With kind voices, Dodong's mother and father greet him, the latter gripping Dodong's hand gently. They lead him into the room where Taeyang and the baby are. Dodong observes Taeyang with pity and a repeating sense of embarrassment when he hears his newborn son cry out. However, Dodong feels a swell of happiness and asks to hold him. His first child is named Blas. Dodong has many more children over the years, a fact which angered him as he did not want anymore. However, it did not seem like something he could stop. These events take a heavier toll on Taeyang, who loses her youthful figure. The work she has to do around the house is endless, and she cries sometimes, wishing that she had not married. However, she keeps this to herself so as not to upset Dodong. Nonetheless, she wonders what would have happened if she had married another suitor. From her youth, a man whom she knows remained childless to this day. Despite having also married, despite all of this, Taeyang knows that she loves Dodong. Meanwhile, Dodong wonders bitterly why so many of his dreams have gone unfulfilled and why he feels forsaken despite chasing after love. Turning inward, he searches for the answer but finds none. He thinks that perhaps the absence of an answer is necessary for making youth dreamfully sweet. One night, the 18-year-old Blas comes home, troubled and restless. He is unable to sleep and so Dodong asks him what's wrong. Blas calls out softly to his father and announces his plan to marry a girl named Tono. At this news, Dodong lies silent and unmoving when Blas asks his father to think about it. Dodong rises from his mat and tells Blas to follow him outside. In the moonlight, Dodong asks Blas again if he is sure of marrying and if he must. Blas replies resentfully that he is sure and asks if Dodong has objections. Even though Dodong replies that he has none, deep down he wishes to spare his son from the same fate that has befallen him. He looks at the sun helplessly with a mixture of regret, sadness, and pity. Thank you everyone for patiently listening to our story. I hope that everyone enjoyed listening. If you enjoyed the story, click like and subscribe. Once again, thank you and that's all for today.